All right, it only took us three times that time. Welcome to the Noise Brigade. I am Bobby. He is Tom. Tom, how the hell are you?
I'm good. Third time's a charm, right?
Yeah, something like that. Um, so today we're going to do a little. We've taken so much from the world and everything, and it's time that we give back a little bit. I thought. So Tom and I decided that we're going to answer some questions from around the web. Now, as far as we can tell, these are legitimate questions that were sent. Some of them are from Dear Abby. Some of them are from other, advice columns around the internet, and I've changed the names to protect the weird. Um, but these are, as far as we can tell, real, actual questions that real people had. I guess I don't know, man. That some of them seem like maybe they were written in crayon and you know backwards R's and stuff like that. But we're gonna give it our best shot. So um, I don't know, Tom. Do you want to read the first one, or do you want me to?
Yeah, no, I got to read this because this was you put all the work together on this one and finding these. And yeah, we'll preface this again by saying that we believe that most of these are, we can't necessarily say legitimate, but they were published on, from what we can tell, non-satirical, non-parody websites, or articles. These are from legitimate things. So, like the first thing that you have here that you've put on here, and I got to read this. It's so good because I commented this saying this is one of the greatest paragraphs I've ever read in my life. This one was from and we don't have all the sourcing here, but this one we do. This is from OregonLive.com. Um, so, and this is in a sense of a Dear Abby type thing, right? I mean, all
This was Dear Abby.
yeah. So this is legitimate.
There.
So here you go. My husband and I have been married for 6 mostly blissful years, but recently some of his fantasies have started to worry me. About 6 months ago, he told me he had an attraction to women with amputations. Naturally, I was confused. I didn't even know that was a thing, but I accepted it even though I thought it was odd. 3 months ago, he asked me to do some role playing where he hid my leg under a towel to give the appearance of having a below the knee amputation, which he says is his favorite. I didn't like it, but I went ahead with it, but now things are getting to be too much for me. He recently told me that not only does he find amputees attractive, but he wants to be one. What do I do? Stumped in Seattle.
So I mean, this always comes when I read this. The first thing I thought of was that meme where it says, "I'd like to have the porn in my room disabled," and the guy at the counter says, "We only have regular porn, you sick fuck." And so I, maybe that's where this came from. Maybe, maybe that was a true, actual interaction that happened, and this guy was actually asking for disabled porn. Um, who knows? It's strange, but in any event, so what I would say to Stumped is, I don't know, man. I feel like, or I don't know, woman, uh, chick, Deuterina. I don't know what you do with this. I don't know how you handle this. I mean, obviously you married a sicko. Um, and if he wants to be one, he wants to be an amputee, then you've got to keep any sharp objects away from him. And you probably shouldn't let him drive. You shouldn't let him go near railroad tracks. You shouldn't. There's a lot of there's a lot to unpack here.
So we shouldn't send this person a meat cleaver.
Correct. We should keep him away from any kind of wood shops or big buzz saws or anything like that. Dude, I lumber mills. Um,
the the whole premise is just so bizarre. Like because it's so funny because you're right. It starts off with, hey, how did this kind of a come about type thing? It sounds like it would start off as something small, something very just bizarre that somebody's into, and then it just like went way over the top. Um, Again, legitimate or not, is still one of the greatest things I've ever read. It's just amazing. What a,
yeah, I
what
mean,
a
and I know the rule of the internet where if you can think of it, there's porn of it. And so I don't doubt 100%, or I don't doubt at all that there's, you know, there must be amputee porn on the internet. There has to be. There's like every other kind of porn, I would imagine. So I would venture to guess that there is, and there must be some kind of market for it. But I just wonder how one discovers that. Like, are you typing that into, you know, whatever porn site you use? Are you typing amputee porn in there? And if not, why? Or if you are, why is there not like an FBI van pulling up outside your house like immediately? Because I feel like
Well,
the next thing that you're googling is going to be even worse.
yeah, that's a fair point. And I'm certain that like this is one of those things that not only probably exists, it's probably like 7% of the internet.
I mean, look, and let me say this too. I'm not here to kink shame because look, as long as it's not kids or animals, hey, dude, do you. But like, I don't know, like that's pretty freaking specific. I feel like you had some kind of trauma at a young age, and that's what caused you to find stumps attractive. Um, I mean, maybe I don't know, maybe like you had a gym teacher that had I no, you know what? No, nope, not going any further with it. Let's move on.
Yeah,
Unless you
yeah,
have
yeah.
more to
That's a
add.
all right. So, all right, you want to go for the next one then?
Yeah. I'll go for this one. So I've recently become engaged to my longtime boyfriend. Whenever the topic of children came up, he would insist he only wanted girls because his siblings were all brothers, so other male in the family would be boring. Last week, however, he forwarded me an email from his brother, also his best man, with some information I needed for wedding planning. But the email was part of a much larger running conversation. I was mortified when I read that his real reason for not wanting a son is that my quote unquote Asian genes would mean his son would have a quote unquote small package. My brother was bullied by jocks using this idiotic stereotype in high school, so I was incredibly angered, but I haven't said anything about what I read yet. He's begun asking why I'm so distant lately, but I have no idea how to confront him. This came in from Paula Smackage.
That's so good.
So,
Yeah, where do you again? You mentioned on the last one. There's a lot to this. Um, you know, and here's the thing too. It's like this information's coming secondhand. It's coming from the guy's brother, so it's not coming direct. But the brother's also the best man, so it's like this guy's kind of got a kind of a major role here in these two getting together. I assume, because look, he's also kind of in the middle there for you know getting some information there for the putting the wedding together. Um, but
well,
here's my thing.
from what I understand, this is, if I'm reading this correctly, this was between the best man and the groom.
Right, yeah, and that's where I was going with it. It's
So,
like this was just kind of a an oops, like a happenstance thing. Like it was just part of a conversation, and that like she wasn't supposed to say it.
right.
And whew, wow, yeah, that's a I don't know. Like that's such a hard one to, no pun intended. Um, uh, that I don't know. It's like there's just a lot to like go with on that. Like, what do you do? Like, what do you say in that situation?
Well, I mean, first of all, you got to call out your husband for being a little prick. See what I did there?
Well,
No, what you got to do? I honestly, I don't know, man, because like, if you listen, let's be real. It's 2022. If you're still believing that little, that stereotype, we've got bigger issues. How did you not know that your husband or soon to be husband felt like that? Like,
yeah, yeah.
and
They
I
said, I
don't,
mean, said she's been with him for a long time. I don't know what that means. Was it like a
right.
year, or does it mean 5 years? You would think that'd be something that would have maybe come up casually, talking
Yeah, at
about
some
kids,
point.
you know.
Yeah, yeah. But to to actually believe that in the year of our Lord 2022, I question number one, I question his intelligence. Number two, I'm starting to question your choices in people to marry. Your judgment may be a little off too there, Paula. So I don't know. I think you need to confront him about it.
Yeah.
And that's I don't quite know what to say other than that.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's one of these is one of these things that the first one with the amputee one is still kind of up in the air for me if that was legitimate or not. um, this one like actually kind of screams legitimacy in the sense of people are dirtbags, and two, like how easy it is to just include somebody in a thread accidentally, and then just reading through over and over again all this other conversation that was just between other people. So there, I think this is legitimate. Like I really do. Like not that the other one wasn't, but this one
Right.
like is like an obvious like. But no, I kind of like in like you. Like, and my initial reaction is like, where do you begin? What do you say here at this situation? But yeah, no, there needs to be a confrontation somehow.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
just I don't know, talk to him, or don't marry him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the first thing you got to do is talk to him and see, like, did you really feel this way? Are you really that small-minded? Are you really that, no pun intended on that either, but like, but seriously, if this is something you really believe, then we really need to have further talks before we end up getting married, because there's something seriously wrong here.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, let's go on the next one here. It says, I recently got engaged to my wonderful fiance. Immediately after announcing the engagement to our families, my future sister-in-law sat me down for a serious chat. Said she's currently saving up for breast implants, doesn't want us to marry until she gets them done. She told me that she wants to have one family wedding album where she looks perfect, and will be heartbroken if I get married against her wishes. The trouble is, my fiance says we should hold off on the wedding for this reason too. He knows his sister will cause so much trouble and doesn't want to deal with the family drama. He thinks since we live together, there is no hurry for marriage anyway. I know how much he detests conflict, and it's true. We are pretty much living as a married couple. But I feel like this is so wrong to postpone the wedding. He says the other option is to pay for his sister's breast implant ourselves. Am I crazy for marrying into this family? Hootie McBoob.
Hootie, yes, you are 100% crazy for marrying into this family. If the only thing I could say is, you know what? If she's so dead set and she's going to cause trouble, you don't invite her to the wedding. And I know that that's hard on the family front, but uh, why is I don't know. I see. Uh,
See,
I wouldn't.
you thought
I
this
wouldn't be
was
able to
gonna
do it.
be, you thought that was gonna be a funny one, but in sense it's just making you angry.
Right. Exactly. Like I kind of like anybody that's enabling this sister, especially the fiance. Like, listen, I'm just saying, Hootie, I'm single and I can manage all of the crazy in my family. So, you know, I, I'm here. I'm here. Why don't you send me? Let's talk. Slide to the DMs. I got you. Um, you know,
Yeah, what a bizarre request to like
right?
hold off until she gets it done or to pay for it.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
how
Let
long?
me pay for my sister's tit job. No, thank
Yeah.
you.
Or
No.
like how long? Like and let's say they don't do that. Let's say they just wait. How long is that going to take?
Exactly.
Where you can be both being like 1 foot in the grave until you actually
Right.
get tie the knot. Like what's
I mean,
like?
and look, not to judge by jobs because I know different circumstances, different people, but I'm assuming that the sister works at Walmart as a greeter, and I'm assuming the greeters don't make too much. So,
Yeah.
because the
Hey,
next thing
we're
is
assuming that she works.
that's true. We are assuming that she works. No, no, dude, I'm saying right, I'm calling it right now. She's wearing one of those vests with a smiley face on it. She's a greeter at Walmart, and that's that's what she does. I'm putting it out there. That's what she does.
I don't know,
No, you know
but
what? Because no, you know what? I take that back because that's an insult to the greeters. Um, I don't truly. cannot fathom where someone with that kind of mindset would actually work.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, is before I even read that last part, I was like, immediately reaction was, yes, you're absolutely 100%, you know, crazy. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts on that one. Yeah, no, run,
Yes,
run,
fast.
Forest, run.
And like I said, slide on into my DMs. I got you. All right, so let's move on to this next one, which again, you know what? You're so right. Most of these, when I put them on here, I thought, oh, this is funny. We're gonna laugh really hard at these, but they're pissing me off.
I think we're just pointing out the sheer stupidity of people.
I think so too. This was supposed to be funny, damn it. This was supposed to be for us to laugh at. And it's not. It's pissing me off more than the headlines were. Um, so all right, here we go. For more than 50 years, my wife has had a close relationship with a stuffed panda bear she received when she was 8 years old. His name is Daffy, and he sits by our fireplace and pretty much rules the house. She makes him talk and takes him places. When I make a mistake, like not hanging up my jacket, I say that Daffy told me not to do it. She gets mad, and I get a lecture from Daffy about he isn't to blame and he never makes a mistake. I'm joking when I blame Daffy, but my wife and Daffy don't find it funny. Am I wrong to make a joke? Should I not blame Daffy? And then in parentheses, Daffy told me to write this letter. Pandemonium. All right.
Look, my initial reaction to this was the Simpsons episode of Mr. Burns and his quest to find Bobo.
Yes. Yes. So first of all, I'm assuming you knew this woman before you got married. And
I would think so.
I'm assuming that you knew about Daffy when you got married. Um, this is on you, dude. You should have known. You should have seen this coming. This should have been the reddest red flag that you have ever seen in your entire life. Was that this stupid ass panda bear? I don't buy this one. I think this is fake. I have to think it's fake. But again, this one came from a Dear Abby. So
yeah, it's so hard to think on those because again, you said this kind of going into this, that reality can be stranger than fiction. And I don't know, like, here's my thing. Let's say this is legitimate and you know that this is what you're getting into. You're the crazy one for getting into it.
right.
That's it. There's no.
I mean, let's be real. Listen, the fact that Daffy has sat by the fireplace for 50 some years and hasn't caught on fire, you should have
Yeah,
made that happen, dude.
yeah,
Oh no, I accidentally knocked Daffy into the fireplace and now he's burning. You know?
yeah.
And then maybe what happens is he's in the fire and he doesn't burn because he's actually a tool of the devil.
That's possible.
And then at that point, to get an exorcist, and then maybe you can have a normal relationship with your wife.
Hey, you know what? That might be the whole thing. You know, maybe. I mean, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean,
And
maybe it is inhabited by a demon, or maybe there's some kind of fae that has taken up residence in Daffy, and it's actually, maybe Daffy really is, you know, talking to your wife and controlling her. But in which case, you need to get the hell out of there, bud.
I want to know how in the world this was one of those things that went on into somebody's formative years in their teens, their 20s. Like, did this thing go to bars?
That's what
Like,
I'm wondering.
I really want to know. This thing has to
Like,
have a good backstory. Um, like, does it travel? Has to, right?
I would assume. I would assume it was in the wedding if it's so important.
Yeah.
Like, did she carry it to the altar and then its head started spinning around? Like, did it start heating up when it got inside a church? Or alternatively, did the church you get married in have an upside down crucifix and you just didn't or you just didn't realize it?
He's like, that's why they wanted me to turn my head upside down. That makes a
Right,
lot of
right.
sense.
Like so dude, yeah, you know what you need to do? You need to, number one, get your wife some psychiatric help. Number two, call an exorcist. And number three, you should probably get some psychiatric help yourself for deciding that it would be a good idea to fuck the vapid.
Hey, you know what? This dude is a stuffed panda enabler.
That's
Um,
true, he is.
you
And
know,
for all we know, he stuffs that stuffed panda.
it's very possible, and that's why it hasn't grown up yet.
Right.
You know.
So, all right. Well, I think we've done all we can for that poor sap.
Yeah. Okay.
What do we got next?
All right. So this next one is up. Is my mom's first love died recently. The plan for his remains is for them to be cremated, and then for his current wife to keep them in an urn. My mom wants to take some of his ashes from the urn and then to take some to their old spot and scatter them, assuming she can do so without alerting his family and thus adding to their pain. She thinks it will help her mourn and that it will not do any harm to him or his family, especially since she will only do it if she can be sure that they will not find out. I think this is disrespectful to his remains, and that if she wanted his ashes to be scattered somewhere special, he would have talked about it with his wife. Should I stop her? Is this a strange but okay reaction to the death of someone important to her, or should I encourage her to seek other ways of mourning? Ashy Larry. I
Ah.
love the names. Um, yeah. Okay, so first of all, let's say that this one most likely came from a UK paper.
Yes. Yes. Um, so maybe it should have been Ashley Lawrence. Um, but dude, so first of all, your mom got, I'm assuming, moved on and had other relationships because, you came about, unless you're a secret bastard from this person that died. Um, and so, but I would think that she should have gotten over him by this point because you're an adult now and this was her first love. I'm assuming she's probably in her 50s or 60s. Um, I don't know. I don't know. This one's weird. I wouldn't want to take what seriously, what is steal? First of all, you're stealing ashes. You're stealing them. Think about that for a second. You're stealing ashes to then take them and set them free. So
Ye-
why are you going through all this trouble? Why not just go to the place, talk to them, and then move on?
does she also have a stuffed panda?
That's a good question. She does have a stuffed panda that has some of his pubic hair stapled to the head.
Yeah, this is a bizarre one. In this sense, again, that this one just it's weird. Again, reality is stranger than fiction thing here, where this sounds so far fetched, but this, in a sense, it doesn't either.
No, I could
Um,
totally see this happening. I could
yeah,
totally see some whack job out there being like, "Oh, that was my first love." No, dude, look, get over it. It's been how many years now? We all have that, we all have a first love, whatever, blah blah blah. Okay, but we all also grow up. And while we all may still always harbor a little bit of it shouldn't be to this point. Like,
you shouldn't
you
be
know,
thieving ashes, basically.
right. If you're stealing ashes, you have crossed a line which there is no recovery from. You're just some kind of freaking ghoul, and you should be treated as such. Like, maybe this is why he left you, or whatever. Like, dude, no, you do not steal ashes. Let them rest in peace, in pieces, without your interference. Like, good God, just stop it.
Yeah, that's the worst part about this one is you know, the fact that she wants to take some. I just don't.
Yeah,
I,
that's the thing. Like, you're again, I'm gonna go back to this. You're stealing ashes. Now, what I will say is, thank the Lord, she's not trying to get them turned into one of those sex toys.
yeah, yep, that's possible. We've
Because you've heard about that, right? I don't remember if
Yeah,
we
I
talked about
think
it
we
or not.
talked about that back several months
Yeah,
ago. Yeah.
yeah. So there's those like $1,000 boxes you can buy, and it's got a vibrator with your loved one's ashes in it, and then it's got a spot for a lock of their hair and some of their perfume or cologne, and you can load an MP3 onto it with their music or whatever. At least she's not doing that, but at the same time, still creepy, and you should probably go to jail for even thinking of it.
Hey, you know what though? I could see this person doing it and loading up "Are You Jimmy Ray?"
Oh my God. That's, you know what? That's probably their song. Are you Jimmy Ray?
Who wants
That's
to know?
who wants to know? Nobody knows anymore because they're ashes, so we don't really know.
Yeah, this was this was strange. And here's the thing too. I want to know. This is the thing that I was kind of thinking about as we talked this one through. How in the world does she still have any kind of connection with his family to
Right.
even get to this point of being able to pull off like an
Yeah.
Ocean's? We can do pull off an Ocean's 11 heist for some ashes out of an urn.
Right. Like, what do you do? Okay, so I'm assuming, and I could be wrong, because people have relationships with people, and then they become part of their life. Like, I'm friends with people that I used to date, and some of them still somewhat close with like family members and whatnot, or that person, and so okay, that's cool, I get that, but you're close enough that you're gonna be able to sneak into their house and steal some of their ashes without them knowing? I don't fucking think so. And what do you think they're going to do? Because if I remember correctly, so when you get the ashes in an urn, it's like sealed, right? The bag is sealed, I would assume, in the
Yeah.
urn. So you're going to cut open the bag, and they're not going to notice that someone cut open the bag. You are on crack.
They'll just try to replace it with like some fireplace ashes or something,
Like oregano,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
like a bad pot deal.
yeah, exactly. I don't know.
No, no,
Maybe
they won't notice.
yeah. Hey, you know what? Maybe she had this. Well, assuming that that's what she wanted to do, she probably had this more planned out than what we're taking for granted here. Just reading this, there's probably some you know, crazy plan in the works to get this off. But yeah, what a bizarre one. I
Yeah.
don't know.
All right, so
Eh,
let's go to a funnier one here. All
all right,
right,
here we go.
so 2 days ago, my mother-in-law used the bathroom, and while in there, she saw what she thought was a delicious Lindt chocolate bar poking out of my toiletry bag. First of all, who keeps chocolate in their toiletry bag?
Who doesn't?
Ugh, I mean, I guess. Unable to resist, she ate about a quarter to a third of the bar, correctly thinking I wouldn't mind if it was my chocolate, as I'm always willing to share. See, now I'm starting to question whether or not this family's into scat play, because she's in the bathroom and eating chocolate. Anyway, mother-in-law has a panic attack on the come up. I don't know what that means. Has no idea what was happening and thought she was having a heart attack. She calls an ambulance while the rest of us are out of the house and checks herself into the hospital. Eventually, after much panic and drama and fear, we figure out what has happened. Mother-in-law is rattled, having never done drugs, but physically is fine. Now everyone is angry with me. Peppermint potty. So I'm assuming there was some kind of pot in the chocolate, and the mother-in-law decided to try some, and had a bad trip on the pot. Um, as I'm going to paraphrase Bob Saget's character from Half Baked here. You're in the hospital for pot chocolate? I smoked or I sucked dick for coke. So yeah. So no, dude, I mean, I guess it's funny. You overdosed yourself, which I always laugh about. You overdosed yourself on pot, on pot chocolate.
Yeah, she just couldn't
Um,
handle it because let's say I'm not sure how big the bar was, but we'll just say that it was enough where she probably should have only eaten like a 20th of it.
right.
And that, yeah, if that, in fact, if that's what it was, I'm assuming that's what it was, but um, you know, I would say that there's probably what just more upset the fact that she ate someone else's drugs.
Yeah. I mean, how are they going to be? Listen, how are they going to be mad at this chick for bringing her own medicinal? I would assume, or maybe recreational. chocolate to the house. The mother-in-law eats it without asking, but Peppermint Potty here is the bad guy? I don't fucking think so. I think the
Yeah,
family needs to get over themselves. Maybe mom should have been thieving chocolate.
exactly. Especially like while you're just in the bathroom. That's just a whole nother
Right.
oddball circumstance here. It's like if you're hungry, I don't go to the bathroom and find food.
Right. I'm not, look, and especially chocolate in a bath. There's just something unsettling about eating random ass chocolate that you're finding in the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time doing that in my own house. Like if I just find
Right.
something on the
Right.
kitchen table.
I don't like to be eating while I'm in the bathroom at
No.
all. I don't care what it is. Like I don't care if I walk in there and I'm still chewing. I will not chew. I will wait to go into the bathroom until I finish chewing whatever the hell it is I'm eating, because that's just weird.
Yeah, this one's just I don't know. Again, it's one of those that's obviously probably real. Not a whole lot to say that could be possibly fake about this because it's just strange.
Right.
Um, you know what? She she'll know next time not to do it.
Right. Yeah. Next
You
time
know,
she just won't.
she learned her lesson.
Hopefully.
Uh, you know, if not that, then I would just be like, all right, fine. I would replace it with a regular one, and then she gets all upset that she doesn't get the same feeling. Then you know.
Right. There you go.
But it sounds like there won't be a next time because they're all mad at
It's
this person.
yeah, hopefully there's not. Hopefully this person, you know what this person needs to do? This person just needs to drug everybody in the house.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you know what?
That's
That's our advice.
yeah, just drug everybody. That's it.
Before we move on to the last one here, and you have to do the last one because it's too good to
Okay.
close us up here because you did all the brute work on putting this one together, and it's just funny how we kind of went into this thinking this was going to be a probably couldn't contain ourselves, and it just pissed you off.
Right. Well, I mean, let's be real. It's really not that far of a stretch of the imagination to imagine that something is going to piss me off. So I really don't know what I was thinking when I was putting this thing together. But yeah, it's and I even told people, like I told people at work, I'm like, yo, I'm really excited about these episodes we're recording, because I was telling them about the headline one and this one. I'm like, yeah, it should be hilarious. I've been reading these things and I'm like cracking myself up reading them, and no, it does the opposite. It just pisses me off. So we know for next time. We know for
Hey,
next time that
what's funny though, man? We we have had more of our whacked out content on stuff that we're trying to be serious with.
yeah, yeah, and then we get to this one where it should be a laugh a minute, and it's like, wow, Bobby's angry. He might need some of that pot chocolate,
Exactly. Yeah, we can. Where's Peppermint Potty with a hookup?
right? I need a plug. All
Oh
right,
man.
so let's close this one out with a bang, so to speak. Um, so the title of this one is "Hamster is Gay: How to Explain to Children," and then this is the whole body of it. Okay, our hamsters are both men, and our kids are asking why they cuddle so much. How do you explain this to children? From Hamster is Gay. So, first of all, if your hamsters are both men, maybe you don't have hamsters. Maybe you have men that are dressed up like hamsters. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. Like I thought that they. I mean, I don't know. I guess they can coexist that way, in a sense of without killing each other.
yeah, but that's the thing though. So hamsters, and our kids ask why they cuddle so much. No, man, look, hamsters don't cuddle. Hamsters are territorial, and you can't have them. You can't have more than one. Like you can have a male and a female together,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if it's two males, they get territorial and they will fight each other and kill each other.
Yeah, they'll fight each other to death. Yeah, that's
Right.
what.
And that's the thing. Like they're not, no, you got something else going on. I think maybe you don't really know how babies are made. And you know, because like there's a legitimately there's a reason, like you have to take the babies when the babies are born. You have to make sure that the father is not in the cage because it will kill the babies. Like the father or male hamsters are super territorial and they're douchebags on top of it. So you can't, you know, I don't know, man. I don't even know where to begin with this. Well, first of all, that was literally how it was written. So like hooked on phonics and maybe like some, you know, some lessons in writing and reading and arithmetic. You know, I it almost I felt like I was having a stroke when I was reading it because of how badly
Yeah.
it's written. Um, and again, hamster is gay. How to explain to children? Okay, well here, very simple. Two men or two women can love each other just like a man and a woman can. Boom, explained. Very simple. Congratulations. Welcome to the 21st century, fuckface.
Yeah,
But
this was a great one in the sense of it took somebody time to actually publish this piece as well.
well, and think about it this way too. So this fucker had to figure out what the internet was, and they had to figure out how to use this magical panel with all of the letters on it, with the squiggles. And they had to figure out that if they touched them in a specific sequence, it would translate into language on their screen using ones and zeros. And
This
now I've
has to be
completely fucked them up because they have no idea ones and zeros. No, these are other squiggles that make words. No, no, fuckface. All right, this one's gonna have to be explicit too.
yeah. Well, that's all right though. Be all right.
Well, we
Uh,
might as well get our use out of it. Shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits, fart, turd, twat.
Thanks, George Carlin.
So,
Yeah, this one is well, a circle on the hamsters real quick here. This has to be written by a kid, right? Has to
no,
be.
this is the parents because they're saying how do they explain it to the children? Hamster is gay. How to explain to children?
I know. I'm just thinking though. This has to be a kid that wrote this though.
I
Like I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe
they
like
also think their hamsters are men, so maybe
yeah.
they got into Peppermint Potty's stash.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
Because
And
now I'm just picturing little teeny tiny men in hamster costumes cuddling. Like, is it Wee Man and like his
could be.
buddy? Like, I don't know. Is it Horns? It's Hornswoggle.
That's it. That's it.
It's Hornswoggle and Wee Man, and they're dressed up like hamsters. It's actually this. I got it. This is a viral ad for the Jackass Forever point five. You know how they always do their point five movies releases. This is just viral marketing. We got punked.
We got punked. Yep.
Oh no, man. There's so much on this that I can't comprehend. And I'm starting to smell burnt toast. So I, you know, I don't know. Wow. Yeah, that was very articulate, Bob. Um, do you have any kind of can you give me any kind of reason you think that this might have actually been written?
Like I said, I'm thinking that this was obviously a kid. And I don't mean in the sense of like a 12-year-old. I'm
You
thinking
mean
like
like
this could legitimately be like a 40-year-old, but like their mind operates in such of like a 12-year-old.
okay,
Uh,
okay,
you know,
I got you.
and I don't know if they were screwing around or like they just have no understanding whatsoever of anything. I don't know. It's really strange. I really again I don't know where to begin on this one, just in the sense of like pretty much every word that they wrote is wrong. And the fact that they procreated is nothing short of a miracle.
Yeah, that's probably the part that's the scariest is that they managed to figure out how to get a penis into a vagina.
Yeah, yeah.
And they managed to make at least one child. But they said
Although
kids. They said
this
kids. So
this could be from the same family as the lady who wants to steal the ashes. So
That's true.
maybe they stole a couple kids, and they don't know how
Maybe.
that works. You know,
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to ask Ashley Larry about that. Or it could be, maybe this is Pandemonium's wife writing.
that's a good point. That's a great point because maybe they really aren't real kids.
Yeah. Maybe
Maybe
they're
it's
they're stuffed pandas.
yeah, maybe it's Daffy and Daffy and
Dill?
Daisy. No, it wasn't Daisy. Who's the
No.
Daffy
I
and
don't
no?
no, there was no
No,
Looney
there was none, was there?
Tunes.
No, there
No,
wasn't.
no.
Well,
Because it was
yeah,
like when they
Donald
did
and Daisy and
Yeah, when they did Tiny Toon Adventures, they had um what was his name? Plucky Duck and Shirley the Loon. But
oh, that's right, that's right.
the older but Daffy Duck never had a female equivalent because he was an asshole.
Yeah, and in this case, Daffy was a panda anyway, so what does it matter?
Yeah. So Daffy and Bill.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And what's even a shame too is that this is probably the most legitimate one.
Yeah, this is the one that like was genuinely the person was genuinely questioning this and they met it 100%. Everybody else kind of, you know, chooched it up a little bit to make it a more interesting story to ask Abby, but and then by way of Abby, us. But this one was just legit. This was it, man. They were just like, "Oh, seriously, why? How do we explain our gay hamsters to the kids?"
I really think they sat down at night and was like, "Yeah, I gotta write Dear Abby on this one. I've got to."
Yeah.
And
Did they like? I'm assuming they never checked to see if they have balls, or maybe they
yeah,
did.
I don't know.
Did they?
Uh,
I
I just
don't.
could see them taking like 4 or 5 hours to formulate this.
Yeah, and they've got like a whole chalkboard just filled with like the Pepe Sylvia kind of like chalkboard or whiteboard thing like Charlie has from It's Always Sunny. And they
Yeah,
got the
exactly.
strings going everywhere, and you know, and then it comes down to hamster is gay,
Yeah, yeah.
and
No,
I feel like that's another website,
it,
hamsterisgay.com.
I'm surprised it's already not one.
I don't want to go to it. I refuse
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not one.
because
That
I don't look like I said we don't kink shame here, but I don't want to see some dude in a furry suit getting pounded.
no, we're not doing the that was a gerbil anyway.
All right, Richard Gere.
Yep. Kids, you have to look that one up.
Yeah, because we're not going to tell you. All
Oh
right. Well,
man.
I think that's pretty good. I think what we need to do though is I think we need to open this up to the rest of our listeners. And hey, what questions do you have for us to answer? What do you need? Clearly, everyone needs our help. So send us your questions, man.
Hey, that I think
So,
that opens us up to a pure AMA.
yeah, you know what? I think that we need to do a Twitter AMA on the Twitter Live thing. AJ's been trying to get me to do a Twitter Live for ages, and I think that maybe this is the one. This is the Twitter Live that we need to do is an AMA.
Yeah, we'll definitely we'll throw is that a spaces, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
what that
Twitter
is?
Spaces.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll throw something together. We'll come up with something. We'll definitely plan this one out for in the future. But yeah, I think this is a nice lead into that since we've answered all these really tough questions now.
We've given them outstanding sterling advice, and they can totally, use this advice to better their lives.
And I think this also serves as a kind of go back through and look and say, you know what, I'm not as screwed up as I think I was.
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing is if nothing else, people can be like, "Yo, I thought I was fucked up, but I'm not, using a fucking a stuffed panda to boss around my husband, or I'm not, writing about gay hamsters or stealing fucking
Yeah, stealing people's
ashes,
ashes or
all right?
stealing people's
Toilet chocolate,
toilet. Yeah, I mean, it's,
yeah,
um, yeah. But nah, this was good. This was good. And yeah, we'll do that. We'll throw something here out. Kind of I don't know. We'll have to. I'm trying to think. What's a good way to say it? Um, you know, uh, we'll present it in a way of definitely an ask me anything, but we'll try to throw a little bit of fun filler in there too if we need to.
Yeah. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, until next time, we have been the Noise Brigade. Thank you for listening. Check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, and at bigbeefyshootyboys.com and doublewidecoffin.com.